Hello, YouTube, and welcome to Teach Me TF2, a show where we cover the strengths, weaknesses, abilities, strats, traits, strategies, I'm running out of breath, weapons, stats. Team Fortress 2, it is a game where knowledge is power, and you don't want to be left in the dark. Today, I am joined by the lovely, beautiful, elegant, amazing, perfect, beautiful Fernosity. Say hi.
Well, hello.
And you can actually hear him this time. So today, what we are going to be doing is the engineer class in Team Fortress 2. He is the jack of all trades in the group. He can fill any role in a pinch, and his buildings are devastating if placed correctly. Cutting straight down to the business. For his stats, he is tied with the scout, sniper, and spy for the lowest base health at 125, however, and a 185 overheal. And if he's equipping the gunslinger, he has 150 base health with a 225 overheal with the gunslinger again. Along with that, he has metal that he needs to use to build and upgrade his buildings.
He starts off with 200 pieces of metal, or just metal?
Yeah, no, just 200 metal. Since we're covering weapons along with stats in the sections, we have, for his weapons, he has shotguns for his primary weapons. I think the one variation is that he has like a laser rifle called the Thompson 6000, but it operates much on the same level as a shotgun does. So there's not much variation on that. In his secondary slot, he has he has pistols, and you have various gadgets such as the Wrangler, which allows you to take manual control of your sentry and fire it in the direction that you're aiming with. It's actually pretty useful, especially when you have to aim at someone who's further away than the sentry on its own can reach. And then you have the short circuit, which basically I hate as a soldier. In your tertiary slot, you have wrenches, various wrenches that do different things. The biggest variation on that is the gunslinger, which basically just changes what type of sentry you can build, and that's basically it. All the other wrenches are identical. And for his special weapon, he has the construction/destruction PDA, which basically allows you to, you access the PDA and you select which building you want to build, from a sentry to a dispenser to a teleporter entrance and a teleporter exit. As for the engineer's strengths, he has buildings. He builds machinery and all these other cool things that can have some pretty devastating consequences. I'll list his buildings again. He has sentries, dispensers, teleporter entrances, and teleporter exits. Because of the wide variety of all of these things, the sentry just kind of sits in place and fires on anything that moves that's on the opposing team. And the dispenser basically sits there and heals you and refills your ammo if you're close. And if you're an engineer, it refills your metal, so it's kind of like the gift that keeps on giving. And teleporter entrances and exits are pretty self-explanatory. So, because of all these buildings, the engineer is a jack of all trades. And for their final strength, this is mostly like if you have a gunslinger as an engineer, this is probably the greatest and most evil thing possible. It's the mini sentry. I mean, like we all know this. Everyone hates mini sentries. They just chip away at your health, and like you don't notice it, and like it's just they're hard to take down. They just kind of they're like little gnats that get you when you least expect them to.
That and they require the least amount of metal, so you just place it there and it's good to go.
Yeah. They're very quick to build and everything. They're very effective on places like bridges and the like. For the weaknesses of the engineer, demo men and spies are the bane of your existence as an engineer. Everyone and their dog targets your sentries. Buildings take time to build and upgrade. Basically, you start building a building and stuff, and it takes like 5-10 seconds, depending on if you're hitting it with your wrench or not. And then it takes a lot longer to upgrade. And also, this kind of makes you a sitting duck. I mean, like the buildings and stuff, building and upgrading them, the longer time that it takes to level them up and everything to get them fully upgraded, that kind of makes you have to stand still, which makes you more prone to backstabs or someone rushing in and you not noticing, and then all of a sudden you're dead and your buildings are destroyed, and like you have to work your way back up again. Last but not least, for the weaknesses, the engineer class requires knowledge of the map, kind of knowing where all the choke points are and stuff. So if you're on a totally new map that you've never played on before, you're kind of gonna be like, I have no idea where to place my machines, and they get blown up. Leading directly into the strategies for the engineer, you want to pick good locations for your sentries, because that's your big damage dealer right there.
If you know the map well.
What? Yeah.
If you know the map well.
Well, not even then. I mean, like, just you could place it on any random spot, level 3 sentry, and you're guaranteed at least one kill. You want to pick places where it will be easy for your sentry to fire on someone without them being able to fire back at you, at your sentry. A very good spot for this would be like inside corners, where you have your sentry in the inside of a room on the inside corner, where someone passes through the gate, your sentry starts firing on them, and before they can start aiming at you, they're dead. A lot of times you want to build your dispenser first, unless you're like what?
Well, unless you're in a scenario where you have to build your sentry first.
Stay around other engineers if possible. I mean, like, ideally, because you can repair and upgrade other people's sentries and stuff.
With the buildings, you can only build one of each type of build.
You can only build one of each type of building.
Right.
And you will want to keep a pyro around you, because they can spy check for you. Finally, what you'll also want to do is you just kind of want to stay on the lookout for spies in general. For strategies against the engineer, first off, be a spy or a demo man. Another thing, find places that are out of range or the line of sight of the sentry, from where you can fire on that sentry and destroy it in a timely manner. Destroy any and all buildings that you come across, or destroy as many as you can, really. As an engineer, you can actually carry your weapon or your building and all that stuff. So you can pick up your sentry and move it to somewhere else. But the problem with that is, if you die, you lose everything. So let's say you have a level 3 sentry, you're not exactly satisfied with the placing of it. Like, oh, this is a little too open in the area, I'm going to move it to this corner. But while you do that, the scout runs into the intel room and kills you while you're carrying the sentry. Now you have to rebuild it all back up, and the scout has the intelligence. Destroy the buildings as they're being built, as the
right when the engineer puts down some kind of contraption, destroy it.
Yeah, destroy it during that 5-second, 10-second period of downtime. So, in closing, the engineer, at face value, may not sound like a very interesting class to play. And he, surprisingly enough, is not the brainiest of the classes. It's more just like knowing when and where to place your buildings and sentries and all that stuff. But I mean, like, he's the jack of all trades. Unfortunately, the master of none, except for defense, I guess.
Except for crying and hiding.
Yeah. He's the jack of all trades, except just it makes you cry. Everyone's a jerk when you're an engineer, because everyone destroys your buildings, and you're choking back tears the entire time, and you're just hoping, wishing that like it would all be over soon. And every time you go up against an engineer, you're still choking back tears, and they're choking back tears, and it's just a sad time all around. Moral of the story: don't play engineer. Yeah,
that's not funny.
So yeah. Moral of the story: engineers suck. You suck too, YouTube. I asked you to comment on our previous video, and what do I see? No comments whatsoever. You douchebags. I do not feel bad about telling you to piss off, and I'm going to do it again. So piss off, YouTube.
Goodbye.